All right, so let's talk about a fun story, right? Each of you and all of you who are listening are somewhere in the growth cycle, somewhere in the planning cycle, and wanting to take your business to the next level. And listen, I'm in sales, and each of you listening are probably in sales of some sort. And you know, sometimes you just got to call a spade a spade. Back in the early days, the early 1980s, I was just growing pro forma, just getting started really. And I had an appointment with a person who made me wait for an hour. Now, I sat there for 10 minutes patiently. I sat there for 15 minutes patiently. And sometimes I actually feel when people make you wait like that, it's good because then they owe you one. So I always look forward to somebody being late for an appointment because I knew they would have, usually if they're decent people, some sense of I owe you one, Greg. But this guy went for an hour and then he finally shows up for our appointment and he's rude to me and he's crude with me. And I thought, okay, now you've gone over the boundary of decency. And I looked at him and I said, I'm not advising this as a serious sales technique, but sometimes you just got to blow one off. You know what I'm saying? And so I looked at this guy and I said to him, it's too bad it's Thanksgiving time. And he looked at me all perplexed. He says, what do you mean it's too bad it's Thanksgiving time? I said, it's too bad it's Thanksgiving time because it's going to be hard for you to eat your turkey without any teeth. And he looks at me, and I didn't make any threatening gestures. It's not like I got out of my chair with a baseball bat or anything. I was just upset with him. And I said it in that way. And he looked at me, and at this point I couldn't lose anything, right? Because you can't lose something you never had. Huge lesson, right? You can't lose something you never had. This guy wasn't a customer. What am I going to lose? And he looks at me and he says, you know what? You're right, Greg. I was an hour late for our meeting. I've been really rude with you. I'm not having a great day, and I'm sorry. Tell me again what you do. He didn't even know what we did. I told him we sold promotional products and printing and all that kind of stuff. And do you know this guy felt so bad that he became a customer for life. That day, on the spot, he walked me down to the office manager. He said, he said to her, what do we need to order and all this stuff? He said, this is our guy because he's so patient. He's going to take great care of us. And from that day on, they bought all their printing and all their promotional products from Proforma. Sometimes you just got to take a chance.